Hi, this is a training video for Bank of Chestnut on editing your WordPress website. We're going to start here and we have two screens. One is the back side of the website that we'll be doing the edits on, and then we have the front side over here to the right so you can see what's happening on the live site. So first we're going to go to bankofchestnut.com/wp-admin. That'll bring up this login. You can put in your username and password, which will come on your red sheet. We will email that information to you. And then once you log in, you will see the basic dashboard here. Eventually there will also be some data in here in regards to your Google Analytics. That's being installed actually tomorrow, so you'll see that. Otherwise, probably not a lot you need here other than notifications of what's going on. There are a few things you need to do to keep your site up to date. There's already been a release of WordPress 5.51 since we launched the site, and so some things need to be updated periodically, plugins and things, to make sure that everything stays secure. So you'll want to check on that. If you do updates through Firehouse Design, we take care of all that for you, but if not, you do want to make sure you stay on top of that for security reasons. So first we're going to take a look at editing pages, and you can go here to the left to pages. You'll see a list of all of the pages in your site. If I click on title, they'll be in alphabetical order, which makes a little more sense. Let's go to this first one, which is About Us, and we'll look at that page on the front side as well. There's a lot going on here. You don't need to know all of it. You can really kind of work directly in this main box here at the top to really simplify things. So this is all of the content that is on the site, and you can see About Us is here in the title. This is the title box right up here at the top. So mostly you're going to be probably changing text, editing that, and you'll see some familiar tools here, maybe similar to Word, with alignment, bold, italics, all those sort of things. I would encourage you to use this drop down, which shows the different styles for the text. So paragraph is just regular text. Heading 1, of course, is a very large heading, and then these are sort of subheading sizes underneath. They will look different when you publish. You don't see exactly how they look, but you can kind of choose how big of a heading it needs to be. I would encourage you not to change color with this text tool because we want to make sure things stay consistent throughout the site. So if you can use one of the predefined styles here, that would be best. You'll also see this page has a phone number in it, and so this is a link, just pretty much a basic link. Those are set here with the link button, and in this case, if you put TEL : in front of a number, it will tell the website to call when that is clicked. So if someone clicked it from their cell phone, it would automatically call that number. Things can also obviously be linked to pages, so I could link this to a page within the site. And if you go over here to the gear icon, you'll see all pages within the site. I can put in any URL I want. I can change the name of the link itself. I can have it open in a new window if I want. There's a lot of options for links there. You might also choose to add a photo at some point. So let's say we hit Add Media here. We could always add a picture in to this page. And it came in pretty small, so if I wanted to, I could edit this, and instead of it being medium, go ahead and tell it to be full size. And then these items will allow the text to wrap around the image to the right align, left align, and the text right aligns. Then you can also size the picture up and down. So the spot that we went to again was Add Media, and just to talk a little bit more about that, there are a lot of images within the media library already that we've loaded for you, but certainly you can add your own by going to Upload Files, and you can select one on your desktop or just drag it right here to this window and it'll immediately upload. I would encourage you to make sure that it's a good size, not so tiny that the resolution will be terrible, not so large that it takes forever to load. So for instance, a normal size would be maybe 600 pixels wide and 400 pixels tall. That would fit nicely on the page. After you make the changes that you want done, be sure to hit the update button. Update means save and publish so that it would show up live on this site. So I'm going to go ahead and do this now with this image in. Hit update, and then on the front side, if I refresh my page, be sure you refresh, you can see that now this image has been added. If I want to remove that, just select it, delete, and update again. The other thing you might want to change out is the image at the top. That's called the featured image, as you can see here. And again, it will take you to the media library where you can go in and I'll click on media library. I'm not going to upload anything new. I can select any of the photos. It's obviously in this case best to select one that's horizontal and fits well in that box. But I can select an image and change that out on the top of the page. You'll also want to, every once in a while, we'll have a customer call us and say, I can't see all the tools that you're seeing in your video. That's usually this culprit right here. It's the toolbar toggle, and it turns half of the toolbar off and on. Don't ask me why. One other item you might need is to make a button. So if I needed to add a button onto this page, I could name it, select it, and go to Formats. And there's also blue text and white text here, but we're going to say button. And then I'd want to also link that. It's to be an effective button, obviously it has to link somewhere. So let's say we want to link this to the loans page. Then I could update and refresh this page where I've removed the photo, but I've added a button. And you can see here the button is there, it highlights, and it takes me to the loans page. So I'll remove that, hit update again, refresh this page, and it's good to go. Now, one thing I want to point out is when you're logged into WordPress, you will see some things on the front side that look a little different that the rest of the world is not seeing. For instance, there's this bar right up here at the top that shows that you're editing and you get these extra editing tools. You also see this word edit right on the page. So if I click edit here, it's going to log me right into, identical to over here, the editing side of the site. So you could actually just go to the front of the site once you're logged in and go to the page you want to edit and click the appropriate link. One thing I need to do is put the featured image back in here on this header and set that and update. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about pages that are a little more complex. Like if we go to accounts and checking accounts, these have accordions in them. So let's go over here to the appropriate page. We're going to go to checking accounts. I see it right here. Okay, now this page is looking quite different. Obviously, there's a lot of text on this page within these accordions, but you're not seeing over here on the left. That's because it's calling in the code for the Easy Accordion. So if I come over here down to Easy Accordion, I can see the code for 1766 is checking accounts. And so if I click on checking accounts, here's all the items. These are all the items that we're seeing over here on the right. So it's really just embedding this code on the page. So if you need to edit the page, you're going to have to change the text within these accordion items within Easy Accordion Pro. And then it's pretty self-explanatory from there. It looks similar to what we just got done with. There's the similar tools, a box with all of the text, and it has a title at the top. So that's how you would edit a page that has accordions on it. Next challenge might be rates. So if we go to the rates page here and then go back up to pages and rates. Rates is also going to be pulling in some code. So it starts out with text at the top, right here we see, and then you can see some code right here, table ID 3. And so again, that's pulling in code from table press this time. And Table Press has three rates set up here. So we're going to look at deposit rates. And now you see this matches up. There's the Now account, the Super Now, the Money Market, and so forth. All you'd have to do is go ahead and make those changes, hit save, and it will update this page because the other page is just calling in the code. Once this is updated, it will automatically update here. So that's how you would change your rate page. Now you're probably wondering, well, what about the home page? What if I want to change the home page? Well, the home page is built a little bit different. So we're going to go back here to Appearance and to Widgets. All right, so this looks completely different because there's all of these widgets or tools built into this home page. For instance, you start here and you can just start opening boxes. At the top, header is the logo. At the top left, there's a navigation, which is called social. That's these guys right here. If we go down a little further, there's the navigation menu called main. That's this navigation. It's pulling in that. And primary sidebar. These sidebars are pulling in the account access code. You won't want to change that. Leave that as is. Then if we go down to home top, you'll see Revolution slider. That's what's running these slides right here. And then this is actually the one that is pulling in the code for this account access. The other one is on the interior pages. Online banking information there. And let's see, visual editor. This is the piece of text that's right here in the middle. It's all about you. And so forth all the way down the page. You'll find these 4 items are all editable within these boxes. You could change out an image, change out a link where you want it to link to. And then footer information is here as well with some of the icons for the App Store, contact information, and so forth. Now to change out this image, you remember we talked about it being the slider that we saw in one of these boxes. So we're going to go over here to Slider Revolution. And this really is a tool within itself. It can be a bit complex because it does a lot of things. Animations, it can run video, all kinds of things can be in that box. Right now it's set up pretty simply in that there are 7 slides in your slider currently. I know that all of these are live right now because they have the eyeball by them. If you want to turn one off, you can just click on that eyeball and it puts a little no slash across it, and then that slide will no longer play. So if I refresh this, it would be helpful if I hit save first. Save my slide, refresh, and it's going to have to choose the second slide because I turned off the first one. So I'll turn that back on again. You can also see that some of them have text. If you want to edit that text once the website's no longer new, you can double click that, double click this text, and change it out to whatever you'd like. There's tons of settings within these boxes, the style, the font, the color, the size, all of that is within these settings. But mostly you're going to be here within slide options, and you're going to be here looking at the various slides and choosing the one that you want to edit, or maybe just turn off or on, whatever you choose. You can also add a new slide, a totally blank one, and then from there you'll be able to add a background image. And so here we're on slide options, background, it's the very first one. And then you can see right now the background is set for an image. And if I go to the media library, I can choose any image that I want for that background image, which in this case is the field. And then it will fill the screen and be a nice solid background. Now, one thing you want to notice though, because you may notice after you build this that it doesn't look right on phones. This setting right here will show you the various sizes of screens. everything from a large desktop all the way down to mobile. And keep in mind when you go to mobile or even tablet that the account access will be over the top. So you've got to leave room for that account access box when you're placing your type. For instance, if you put your type right here in the middle, the account access box is going to hide it. So you'll have to work around that. But you can edit where the type is, how big the type is, or any of these things just by going up here and selecting the right size. Now we've set all of these correctly, so they should look good on any size. And stay out of the way of the account access box. But you do want to just be sure that it looks good in all those different formats. And at the end, be sure to hit save, and you can also hit preview. That'll kind of just run through all of the slides for you so you can see it. Okay, I'm going to leave without changes there. I don't want to make any of those changes. The last thing I want to show you is the, whoops, let's go backwards. I want to show you the menu bar here at the top, and you can get there under Appearance again, which is already open for us. So Appearance and Menus. And these are pretty simple. They're just boxes that if they're all the way to the left side, these are the main items. Home, About, Accounts, Rates, Service Fees. You see those match up: Home, About, Accounts, Rates, Service and Fees, Calculators, Contact, and so forth. If they're bumped in, kind of sort of tabbed in, then those are sub items. Those are drop downs. For instance, you see under Accounts, there's checking accounts, savings accounts, CDs, and IRAs. All of those four are right here. And if you need to add a new page, let's say you went to Pages and you added a new page, put in all your information, you could come back after that was saved, come to Appearance, Menus, and then View All, and your page would be listed here in the listing. And then you could, let's say it's online banking as an example, you could add that to the menu. It always puts it at the bottom. Don't be alarmed. It's always down there. Just scroll down, you'll find it. And then you can drag that wherever it needs to be so that it makes sense either as a sub item or a main item. Be sure to hit save when you're finished to make sure that that change takes effect. And that should be everything for the training. Let us know if you have any questions, and we'll be happy to help. Or if you decide at some point you'd like some help with quarterly updates, where we take care of the ADA for you twice a year, and then send out some marketing messages quarterly, and then you can send us any changes that you have anytime. Feel free to contact us about that. Thanks for your time. Bye-bye.